After 9-6, we have 9-9. The Night King this time, he has a straight line ability which does damage on his first ability, but also a really strong heal that we have to worry about the whole time, but also a skill damage reduction buff that he casts on everyone on his side, which means if we use Sheila's active, for example, whilst that is active, it will do 2k damage instead of 20k, and across the whole fight that really adds up, and we have to counter it somehow. We counter it this time round with Winton. We counter the Night King generally this time with Winton, because he has the anti-heal on his fourth ability there, or third ability. So that effectively ends up as adding damage for us, because the less damage he's healing up, the more impactful our own ends up being. But also his active there removes buffs from everyone you hit with it. So when the Night King uses skill damage reduction buff, we remove it with Winton. This one is incredibly difficult free to play. Theon especially makes this stage so much easier, just because his basic attack damage ramps up so much over the course of the fight, and then there isn't really a race to kill the Night King in the final seconds, whereas without him, there really is a race. The top guy here has a line ability which reduces your commanders that it hits might, and Winton's ability is so important here for removing the buffs that we want him in the middle to avoid it so he can get his active off as often as possible. We also want to move Sheila as far away as possible from him, because we don't want her getting hit in the back with it and getting her might reduced so she can't use it. And then this guy down here, he just has line damage and a stun. Nothing we can really worry about there, nothing we can really counter. And then here is the fight itself. You want to burn all your actives as soon as possible and get them off at the guy at the top here with the might reduction ability, and burst him as much as possible before the Night King gets the skill damage reduction buff up on him. So here we just chain Sabrina, Soren, Sheila back to back, and he almost dies right there just from that. And then when he goes down, we move on to the spear, and you see there, the Night King uses the skill reduction ability and we immediately counter it with Winton's ability in response, and then we follow up with all the other actives to get as much damage as possible off. He dies easily enough, and then we're left with 1 minute to get the Night King down, and it's the same process. We wait for his skill reduction ability to be cast, and then we follow up with Winton, and then Sheila, Soren, Sabrina actives. It's ironic in that the Night King's ability for this stage should make it so that you want to avoid bursty active commanders like Sabrina and Sheila for more passive auto-attacky damage commanders. But the total opposite is true in practice after I tested things on it, for free to play at least. Theon, you can just ramp his attack stat up to like 30,000-40,000 and he can steamroll through everything with his normal attacks because the timer of the fight is so long. But not everyone has that luxury, so you just keep repeating it and he'll die eventually. It'll be a close race if you don't have the right paid commanders, but he will die. And this is one of the trickiest stages for free-to-players, so good luck with it. After this we move on to 9-12. I'll do a video for that too. I'll see you there.